Hi, my name's Costas.
Hi, my name's Chris.
For all those that were at Blackpool on a Saturday and Sunday, you would have seen Chris behind our stand demonstrating our products. He's been working here at the Towel for the past couple of months and he's on today's show.
Hooray.
Welcome aboard, Chris.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And guess what? Don's back, the cameraman.
No!
Welcome back. Right, the first once over today will be Phil and Sil by Peter Eggink.
Second will be Canic by Nicholas Lawrence and Sans Mines.
And the blast from the past, we dug deep for this, is Cheek to Cheek. Now, last week's competition, anagram, the answer was Gobsmacked by Costas Damiano. I was quite surprised people got that because I thought it was a bit difficult, but well done to everyone who has got it right. Now, Chris, do you want to do the honours?
Okay. Got one?
Got one. Can you read my writing?
Nope.
Graham Robinson. Excellent.
Good job, Graham.
Watches the show every week. Thank you very much. Contact me with your full address and we get something out to you. Let's get on with this week's show. The first once over this week is Phil and Sil by Peter Eggink. Let's watch a trailer and come back and discuss it.
Now, usually with magic tricks, the spectator should remember the ending of the trick. But in this case, you want them to remember the beginning of the trick. Here's what happens. You hand the spectator a brand new deck of cards. They remove the cellophane, they break the seal, they handle everything. So they pick one card, and then after your favorite card magic, cards go back inside the case, bam, you instantly reseal your deck of cards. So it's factory sealed. Now, without any switches, just hand them the deck, and they can only confirm it is indeed factory sealed. Or how about this? Vanish the complete deck of cards, except for one card, your spectator selection. Now, all this can be done with one gimmick, with a feel and seal gimmick. Check it out.
Great trick, yeah. Great trick. I got a pack of cards and I opened it. I removed the cellophane and I got a card, and suddenly the package was resealed again. Look at it. And I've got my card.
Right, Chris.
Yes.
So what do you think of Phil and Sil?
I was surprised by this. I was pleasantly surprised.
I thought the method was really
Super clever.
clever.
Super clever. It comes in red and blue because the gimmick that you get depends on what pack you have.
Yeah, you have to choose red or blue.
But yeah, no, it's very visual. It's a great opener and a great closer, depending on what you want to use it for.
That's a good point. It's not only an opener; it can be used as a closer. As a closer, I guess the idea would be you perform magic with your pack of cards.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have to switch it for the Phil and Sil gimmick setup.
Yep.
And then basically seal the so-called deck that you were using before, and you end with a sealed deck.
And you can give it out to them to unwrap it if they so wish. But it's very visual.
No, it's great. The method is really good, and then you can. The great thing is you can hand the deck out to them at the end. If you use it as an opener, the issue you've got, you perform it once. If you crack open the seal after you've performed this and sealed the deck, you cannot perform it straight away.
Correct, unless you've got another one set up in your case or whatever. But
I think it's a genius idea by Peter Eggink. It does work.
It does, yeah. You open it up. You show that there's a pack of cards inside. You close it. You seal it. Give out to them.
Now I'm quite impressed with Peter Eggink at the moment because he's been releasing effects for quite a few years with various people, but the releases they had quite big gaps in between each release. But lately he's been releasing quite a few effects in a short period of time,
and they've all been constantly good as well.
They've all been good. They've all been working. Well, tricks you can work in the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't just tricks for trick's sake.
Yeah.
You know, the tricks worked, really clever, and he's been doing a really good job. And you know, Phil and Seal is not a letdown. I highly recommend this. The second one sold this week is Canic by Nicholas Lawrence and Sans Minds. Let's watch a performance Chris did to us earlier, and we come back and discuss it.
All right, Don, have a look at this can of Coke, or empty can of Coke.
Okay, yeah.
All set. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to take off the tab of the can. So give it a little bit of, there we go. And put your hand out. That's going to go right there. Now, here's the idea. You go 1, 2, 3, and just like that, the tab goes back on. Have a look. Make sure that's stuck on, just like so.
Yeah.
This is visual, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. As a magician, as working it and preparing it and whatnot, it's hard to see that it would fool someone, just because the angles that you are seeing are complete opposite of what they're seeing.
Again, that's a valid point, because when you are putting this together, you think to yourself, this isn't going to fool anyone, because you know what the method is and you know what happens. But when you perform it to people, like the first time you showed it to me, actually that did look really clean, and it looked really good. However, there's one thing I do need to mention. We don't like reviewing products in a negative way, but it's something we do need to say about this product. It does say Organic Miracle with a borrowed soda can. Now, the
borrowed
is very subjective in this method. The only way you can borrow a soda can is if you actually borrow one and swap it for the one you've already got made.
Yes.
So effectively, technically,
it's not borrowed.
From a spectator's point of view.
From a spectator's point of view, absolutely, it's a borrowed can, or a can that's been lying around, or in the trash.
You've got to have the can prepared beforehand.
Yes.
It took us a bit of trial and error to actually get this can. To get it working and stuff, but once it's all set up and you've played around with it, got the angles right, it is clean. You cannot do it surrounded.
No. No, you can't.
But saying that, that's not a negative, because you know how many tricks you can do really anyway. But the angles are great on this, actually.
The one thing I do have to say, because I made the gimmick up, spend your time doing the gimmick and doing it correctly.
Don't rush it or try.
Do not rush it, because things will drop off during performance, and obviously that will be bad. So
again, we mentioned it with with Peter Eggink. Same for Nicholas Lawrence. It seems
unbelievable.
The stuff that he's releasing with Sans Minds lately, especially the past month.
Every hour or so.
The past month and a half, he's released some workable material. This is probably my least favourite one of his releases. Maybe it's because this kind of magic is not really for me, especially the method.
It is very street magic orientated.
But saying that, it's great. It does work, and another winner from Nicholas Lawrence.
Good job, guys.
This week's Q&A was sent to us by a weekly watcher of our show, Peter Burkett, and it was about gory magic. Now, gory magic, when is it best to do? What do you perform? Now, we never got that many replies to this because the genre is quite small in comparison to close-up magic, mentalism, even stage and parlour magic. Got a few answers. For example, Kieran Lefevre. Regurgitation for real table hopping. I do it when I feel the crowd is right. Now this is pretty impressive because swallow 10p or something
to bring it up
and bring it back up, and he does do it. You know, we spoke about
impressive stuff
length about this, and you know, when he, you know, you would hear this response, you think, no, he doesn't do that. And he actually does. Regurgitates a borrowed object or whatever. Pretty impressive.
Cool. Alex D. Fisher says swallowing razor blades at dinner table gigs, knife through arm at kids' parties, and dagger chest at kids' parties. Oh, hang on, I've done that, he said.
Yeah. So effectively, when you're reading that, you're thinking he's taking the mickey, but he says
apparently that's what he does. Yeah.
Well, I used to do the razor blades.
Did you?
Yeah, I remember practicing in the bathroom at home, and Vanessa came in and she saw me trying to swallow blades, and I was practicing, and she went, "What are you doing?" She thought I was trying to commit suicide. That was interesting.
Fine line between magic and...
Andy Nichols. Best time to perform something gory is if it suits your character and audience. I think you have to put it to context, so it doesn't always work. Only thing I've done that comes to mind is Harry Anderson's needle through arm. I used it at a tattoo convention, seemed that. That's one of the great classics actually, Harry Anderson's needle through arm. I can never do anything like that because the rubber cement can never work on my skin, and because I'm just like
tickle your hair off.
A monkey.
Edmund Thaddeus says when it's least expected for best shock value, which I can totally understand if the situation is
exactly when they're not expected.
Yeah, interesting. Sort of the opposite of saying if it's appropriate or if it's not, depending on the shock value that you want to. Cool.
Now, Martin Hunt, depends if you want to shock or entertain. Now, he put a video clip and also a picture on Facebook, and the video was of him doing the knife through arm. It looks like a house party or something, or a party at a venue. And it looked really impressive. It looked really it was very gory. And he also put a picture of him doing it on like a little platform outside somewhere, so he was doing it amongst loads of people. And then he put even that family shows and summer fate. So he did put a video of him doing it indoors somewhere at a party, and one doing outside. So again, you can do it in different environments. It's got to suit your style, I think.
I agree. If you're bold enough to do it, I think it suits your performance.
And also our cameraman Don, he's all gory, gory and bizarre. He's got probably
cutting his arm behind the camera right now.
Every gory magic trick. So any dealer out there that's got a gory trick that no one else has got, contact Don the cameraman, and you are guaranteed an instant sell. As long as it's below $5.99, of course. But you know, it's another story. Now,
rules and regulations apply.
We've already got a question for next week's show, and this was given in by Andy Nichols. Again, thanks for watching the show every week. And the question is, what are your pet peeves in magic? And he goes to say, nothing personal, just stuff like how I hate it when a magician cuts a deck and immediately riffle forces, or if a magician performs someone's trick exactly the same as they do. So anything of that genre line, send them in. Into the show. Question will be posted on social media as well, so you can respond to that. And looking forward to your responses. This week's Blast from the Past is Cheek to Cheek. Now we're going to have Chris do a little performance, and then we'll discuss this.
Cool. All right, Costas. Pick a card, any card.
Okay.
Take it out, show the camera. I won't look. Right, so we're going to take about half the pack. That's going to go face up, and the other half is going to go face down. We're going to shuffle face up into face down, a magician's nightmare. Face up cards everywhere, face down cards everywhere. If you do me the honor of putting your cards somewhere in the middle. Perfect, just like that. And all we have to do is with a snap of our fingers, the deck writes itself, except one card and one card only, the 2 of clubs. Was that your card?
It was.
Hey!
Yay! Now that is cheek to cheek. We dug deep for this.
We did. We did.
We dug deep for this. I actually used to perform this quite a lot. It's a fun trick to perform because to a layperson, this is a complete miracle.
It's magic.
It is. It's magic. They choose one card, the whole deck writes itself.
Yeah. Except their selected card,
which is face up.
It's great.
The only negative, I suppose, it's not an instant reset. You know, it takes about 10 seconds to reset. Not a problem. But it's a great trick for beginners. Well, in fact, it's a great trick to just have Don.
It's a good trick for Don.
He loves it. That's it. There's another purchase for Don. So, they don't come with instructions because it's an old trick. They come from Murphy's Magic Supplies. They come in a bicycle box. So you choose red or blue. But what you will have is when you go to the product page on the website after you purchased it, you would see a little button that's been revealed that you're able to click to stream and watch an explanation for this effect. Anyone that's been in Magic for donkey's years would know the method.
Yeah. New
magicians that like packet tricks, that like gaff decks and all that kind of stuff. This is a great trick, and it's only you know, £6. So you can't really go wrong with this.
Yeah, and it really, we can't emphasize enough how strong the effect is to a layperson.
Okay, the deck is not examinable.
True.
Not examinable, but they do have a choice to choose a card.
Yeah.
So it's not a forced card to a certain degree.
Correct.
It's virtually self-working.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no sleight of hand in this. You know, anyone can do this. So we'll explain how to perform this when you've purchased cheek to cheek, and that's this week's Blast from the Past. And if Don can do it,
anyone can do it.
That's the motto of the day. We didn't do the new competition at the beginning of the show. We're going to do it now, and it's going to be different to what we did previously. This time, we're going to give you 3 items that Chris has done in the past. 2 of them are false and 1 of them is true. So you've got to tell us which one of these 3 is actually true. And the first one is, he lived in the USA for 10 years. The second one, his first job was in a clothes store. Dabba. And the third one, he recently played Hamlet at the Royal Shakespeare Company. So you've got to tell us which one of these 3 you believe is the truth. Cool? Cool. Send in your answers the usual way. 3 products we looked at today was Fill and Seal by Peter Eggink. Great product for an opener or a closer.
Canic by Nicholas Lawrence and Sans Mines.
And this week's Blast from the Past is Cheek to Cheek.